What up everyone, I'm Heatfire, and before I get started with this video, I want to give a brief AI overview of an event that I experienced. It says hallucinations while sleeping are generally referred to as hypnagogic or hypnopompic hallucinations, which occur during the transition between wakefulness and sleep, or between sleep and wakefulness respectively. These hallucinations are often brief, vivid, and can involve any of the senses, including sight, sound, and touch. Alright, that's the AI overview. I've never done a video like this before, so if this hits home to you, please leave me a comment. I would really like to hear your experience. So with that being said, let's get it. Alright, so this dream happened in the night, probably 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm laying down on my bed, I'm on my back, I have my eyes closed and I have my TV on. I'm waiting for sleep to take over. I'm tired, I want to fall asleep, and I can't get there. My eyes are closed. I'm consciously aware, and I'm just laying there. And then all of a sudden, the sound just everything goes closer. I couldn't hear anything. I didn't know. I was tired. And I noticed that even though my eyes were closed, I could see the light from the TV, but that got really dark really fast. At the same time, I couldn't hear anything. And I went along with it. So I'm just laying there, and then all of a sudden, I feel this violent rush of wind. And it's blowing past my ears and it's hitting my face. The best way I can describe it would be if you were to step in front of a industrial fan and you turned it on the highest setting. That's the feeling I felt, and that's the sound that I heard. Another descriptor would probably be the Lord of the Rings when Frodo puts on the ring and then he goes into the alternate dimension and you can hear all the wind blowing. That's pretty much what I heard. My eyes were closed. And at that point, I could have opened my eyes, but I didn't. I just went along with the wave, even though this is something new. It's never happened. And so all this is going on, and remember, I'm still on my back, so I'm facing the ceiling, and on the right side of me, I see this tornado. So if you were to look to your right side where you can barely see out of your peripheral, I could see this tornado, and it wasn't a wide tornado. It was, I don't know, it wasn't thin. It's like this wide, but it's at a distance. Maybe it could have been 100 yards away from the looks of it. And I can see this tornado. I can still feel this wind blowing past my ears and hitting my face. And it's circling to the right. And remember, I'm still on my back. So, I'm tracking it. I'm tracking this thing with my eyes. And I can see this tornado, and it's swirling around. And then it stops dead in front of me, like where my feet are. So I'm looking up, and I'm like, I'm looking down where my feet are. I can still see this tornado. It's vertical. It's going straight up. And then it starts getting closer, and then it covers my whole body. And as it's covering me, the wind was more violent. And I wouldn't say it hurt, but I could feel what it would feel like if wind were to brush over me. It's going past my legs and past my torso and it's past my face, okay? Now I'm inside of this tornado, but the inside of it, the eye of this tornado wasn't a tornado, it was a funnel. And I'm looking up. I I can see this funnel, and I can see spinning counterclockwise what would be like, I guess, dust, or what would be a remnant of a cloud of what a tornado would pick up, like not debris, but kind of like clouds, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. But there were dark clouds. It's dark. I'm looking up, it's dark. I'm still inside of this funnel, and everything's spinning. And so I can still feel everything going on. And all of a sudden, I get paralyzed. I get paralyzed because I look to the right side of me, and out from the tornado was this shadow figure. And just the presence alone made my body paralyzed. I couldn't move. I'm still consciously aware. I can still feel my back on my bed. And I can still feel everything going on. I can still see everything happening. And this shadow figure, I knew exactly what it was. It was a demon. Like right off the bat. Just like I said, the presence alone put me in a paralysis. And it felt like it was pulling energy from me. Like I'm inside of this funnel, all right? So now it's pretty damn close, maybe 10 feet, all right? It's coming out from the right side of me, and as it's stepping out from this tornado, it's pulling energy from me. I can feel it as it's doing it, and this is going to be hard to explain. As it's pulling energy from me, it's drifting towards me at the same time. So there's like there's a polarity. It's pulling me one way. I can feel it pulling my energy one way towards it. At the same time, it's going towards me. Like a magnet, I guess. And it wasn't walking towards me. It slid. I guess you could say it just moved very quick. Just shoop. And now it's right here. I'm still laying down, still looking up. I can still see everything that's happening. I can still feel the wind that's going on. Now I see this demon standing in front of me. All right? I can't move still. And then where my feet would be, I see another demon pop out. And then over here, another one pops out. And then another one pops out. And another one pops out. And then another one pops out. And now I'm surrounded. So I got one next to my head. The first one that I seen is over here, and I'm surrounded. And the first one that popped out from the shadows, that must have been the ringleader. That must have been the master of all of them. Must have been. And it changed form. It changed form. It went from being a shadow figure to this orb blob looking thing, because when it changed form, it did that in order to get inside of me. And that's exactly what it did. It changed form, and I'll look for a cartoon descriptor to best show you a visualization of what this looked like. It jumped inside of me, and again, I'm still paralyzed. I can't move. But when that happened, when it jumped inside of me, my whole body was electrified. Like I was shocked with thunder and lightning. Like, best way I can put it, just my whole body I'm just shocked. And while that was happening, it felt like I was on fire. But not like the fire that we have here on Earth. This fire, I don't know how to describe it. It's like electricity with the properties of fire. Best way I can put it. And it hurt. It hurt really bad. So I'm looking up, and I'm feeling all of this pain. And then it didn't click in my head, what was going on? Like, what is this? And then when I was thinking that to myself, like, I can feel it jump inside of me. I'm in pain. when I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, what is this? Like, what's going on? As soon as I thought that, I can feel this demon dead center in my chest, like trying to dig inside of my soul. It's trying to dig inside of my soul. And as it's doing that, imagine laying on your back and someone being over you, and just have them just push all their weight dead center of your chest. That's what it felt like. And when this demon was digging inside of my soul, I can feel that, and that part hurt a lot. It hurt. And when I felt the pain, I was thinking to myself, like, it's trying to get in. It's trying to take me over. And when I thought that, I could still feel my body laying on the ground. Not laying on the ground, laying on the bed. I could still feel my body laying on the bed. I can still see everything swirling around. I can still feel everything going on. I can still hear everything. I can feel my spirit. As I'm laying down, looking up, I can feel my spirit lift up. And I'm like this. I'm on my back. And I'm like this in my spirit. And if you were to lift your hand up like this, you can feel, you can feel yourself doing this. There's weight to it. When the demon was trying to dig inside of me, my spirit, if it was weightless, I can feel the action, but it was weightless. It was separate from my body. Best way I can put it. I know it sounds weird. So I can feel my spirit lift up, and I'm on my back. I'm like in a fetal position like this. I got my knees up, and I'm like this, like I'm guarding myself. And I can feel like another me put my hands like this in front of me and start pushing. So I'm consciously aware. I have my body laying on the bed. In my spirit, I'm on my back in a fetal position with my knees up. And I can feel like another part of me, my soul, possibly, and I'm pushing. I'm getting this demon out of me. And I push, and the demon jumps out. And after that demon jumps out, it was just quick succession, just rapid fire. That demon jumps out. This demon by my feet jumps in, then this one jumps in, then this one jumps in, then one by my head jumps in, and they're going super fast, like Goku's in a fight on Dragon Ball Z, just rapid fire, boom, 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 boom. And when that happened, I'm in my spirit. When that happened, I'm on my back, and I still got my knees up like this, and I start fighting. I start rocking back and forth. I'm not throwing punches. There's nothing to punch. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to stop them from jumping inside of me, because that's what they're doing. And as they're jumping inside of me, I can still feel the burning. I can still feel the electricity. And I'm going like this in my spirit. And I'm still pushing them out. I'm getting them out. And I'm fighting. I'm struggling. I'm fighting. And then the ringleader, that's what I'm going to call it, the ringleader, right? Hops out. They all hop out. The ringleader, the first one that I saw, hops in. I'm feeling the pain and everything is hurting. I'm pushing. The demon jumps out. It waits just a little bit. And it jumps right back inside of me. And I'm pushing. And before I can get that one out, they all started jumping back inside of me. I'm getting jumped. And I'm still on my spirit. I'm fighting. And I'm still pushing. And I felt super exhausted. Like I just got done running a marathon. I felt really heavy. It felt like I was being jumped. Like for real, like I was being jumped. I'm like this. And I couldn't do anything. I couldn't fight. There was no fight left inside of me. I couldn't do nothing. There was no more fight. And I'm like this. I remember being just like this. And I started praying. I don't remember what I said, but I remember the ending part. I'm like this. I'm still getting jumped. I'm like this. And I said, well, I'm screaming. All right. I said, God, get them off me. I said it just like that. And when I said that, remember, I'm still on my back. You know, in my spirit, I'm like this. And when I said, God, get them off me. And I'm looking up. And the whole eye of this funnel, I can see this vault. And it would be the exact same vault you would find in a bank guarding money. I can literally see this vault. I'm looking up. I can see this vault. All right, it's down like this. I'm looking up. All right, I'm laying down. I'm looking up, and I can see the hatch of this vault. So I'm looking up. I can see this vault, and then the vault opens up, and I can see heaven. And I don't see what comes out from heaven, but I felt this huge hand. I mean, this hand was massive. It was huge. I felt this hand come out from heaven through the vault, and it doesn't touch me. It stays hovered over me like this. Remember, I can't see this hand, but I can feel how massive it is. And as it's hovering over me, right? And in my whole spirit, in my whole being, I can literally feel where the pinky would be, where this part of the hand would be, the tip of the fingers. I can feel where the thumb would be. I can feel down here. And it's over me like this in the sky. But I can feel in my spirit every part of a hand. And it was just, it's hard to describe, all right? So remember, I can't see this hand, but I can feel it. And then all of a sudden, and that's exactly the sound that I heard. I was taken up. I could feel myself shoot up. I heard that sound, and I see a flash. It wasn't the color white, like this is the color white. No, it was, I don't know, maybe like a golden color, maybe. And I could see light particles. I'm shooting up really, really fast, faster than the blink of an eye, just shooting up. I can see light particles. My eyes are still open. And I get my vision. Then all of a sudden, this feeling that I get was like, I know this place. Like that's what it felt like. It felt, imagine being a kid and you've always wanted to go somewhere and you've never even been there before. But to you have been there before. The feeling is familiar to you. You don't know how it's familiar to you, but to you're like, I've been here before. That's the feeling that I had all around me, just the whole vibe and atmosphere. And immediately, I forgot about being on my bed. I forgot about the tornado, the demons. I forgot about being jumped. I don't remember any of it. It was just completely gone, wiped away from my memory. I didn't remember nothing. The only thing present was, I know this place. This feels really familiar. So, like I said, I'm looking down, and I don't get a whole 360 degree of where I'm at. But as I'm looking down, I see clouds, all right? And these weren't earthly clouds. These clouds were immaculate. They were perfect, tip-top, pristine, conditioned clouds. And when I say clouds, that's an understatement. What I mean by clouds, it was just one blanket. Like literally one blanket. But it was clouds. That's what it was. So I'm looking down, and I still got that feeling around me like, oh, this place is really familiar. And I turn to my left. I'm still got my vision down. I'm still looking down, you know. And I don't look up, but I can see clouds everywhere. Just one solid blanket. And I look down because underneath my feet, it wasn't solid. Like if you were to take your shoes off and you're stepping on tile, that's a solid, you know, that's solid. You can feel it underneath your ground. You can feel it underneath your feet. Or if you were to go to a trampoline park and there's foam padding, it wasn't soft either. Like there was no buoyancy underneath my feet, and it wasn't solid. The best descriptor I can give you was that type of feeling does not even exist on this earth. It just, we don't have it. It felt amazing. And underneath my feet, I can constantly feel this outputting energy, constantly like, I love you, 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 just over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, just non-stop underneath my feet. And as I'm looking down, I don't see my feet. The clouds are up to my shins. And I can feel that feeling up from the bottom of my feet to where my shins are, just constantly putting out, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'm like, you know, I'm tripping because I don't really know how to take this in, but I'm just like, what? And I notice as I'm looking down, I'm wearing clothes, and they're the same color as the clouds. And there was no sun. Everything glowed. There was no need for a sun. Okay, so on any given day, you can go outside and feel the sun. I didn't feel any presence of warmth or, you know, a beam of nothing. There was no need for sun. Everything glowed. And the clothes that I had on, I just noticed my leg part, but it looked like I was wearing like either cloth or linen. Not too sure. So as I'm looking down, I don't see my feet. I'm constantly getting bombarded with I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you underneath my feet. And I turned back to the right where I was originally positioned. And I still got my vision looking down. I can kind of see like this golden thing off in the distance, but I don't pay attention to that. I'm still focusing down. And I bend over and I grab a handful of the cloud, right? And I'm trying to get into the camera, trying to get in the frame. I bend over and like, okay, so like snow or sand. If you were to push it together, you know how it like forms up once you get it all closely together, then it's formed up. The cloud, it didn't do that. It didn't do that at all. When I was touching it, because I'm like, you know, like tripping off of this thing, I'm touching it, I'm bending down, and there was no need to scoop anything closer. I literally animated the clouds from how far my hands were. I just went like this from the ground where the clouds were, and I went up, and it went up exactly just with it. It didn't evaporate, dissipate. It didn't separate from each other. It didn't break off from one another. It was just a blanket of cloud. Like I said, just perfect. Just really, really perfect. And I'm tripping because I start playing with this cloud. I'm literally going like this. I'm tripping off of it. I'm tripping off of it. And as I'm squishing it together, like I said, it wasn't a solid or soft. There's no feeling like it. It doesn't exist on Earth. But I'm doing it like this, right? And I'm tripping off of it. And then I put my gaze up, and I can still see this golden thing on the side of me. And right before I can even get my eye onto what it is that I'm looking at, like right when I'm getting ready to look at it, the only thing that I can make out was I saw 2 golden gates, like you would see in front of a mansion. And I saw a podium. It was on the right side of the gate. So if the gate's facing you, the podium will be on the right side. Your left side, and the gate's right side. And there was a book. I didn't see the book because the book was facing where the gate was. So it was a podium with a book. And then I could see 2 golden gates. And as I'm getting ready to lock in on what it is I'm looking at, the same way I went up was the same way I went down. Everything got dark. I could feel myself laying on my bed. I don't hear anything. I don't see anything. Everything's dark. And I'm thinking to myself, how come I don't hear anything? And then I can start hearing again. And then I can see the lights from the TV come back on again. And I opened my eyes, and the first thing I did was I denied everything that I just experienced. I told myself, no, it didn't happen. And I adjusted myself on my bed. I'm still laying on my back, so I adjusted myself. I turned to the right, and my pillow has sweat all over it. There's sweat coming down on my forehead. There's sweat coming down behind my ears. And I'm wiping the sweat on the pillow. I'm touching my forehead. I'm wiping the sweat for me. And I just told myself, like, nope, I'm tripping. That didn't happen. I'm tripping. And what I can tell you guys is, no. What I experienced was definitely real. I've never had anything like that happen to me in my life. It was very, very vivid. I remember the pain. I remember the sounds. I remember everything that happened just the way I described it to you. I don't know who this video is for. Like, I've never made a video like this before. This isn't what I do on this channel. I just want to share my story. What I can tell you is that the devil's real and God is real. And there is a spiritual battle going on between good and evil. And where your soul is going to end up. That's what it comes down to. That's basically the gist of this video. The devil is real, and there is a spiritual battle going for you, going for your soul. And I just want you to know that God loves you. Jesus loves you. He died for you. And I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say about that. I just hope this video touches you in a way that I can't. Maybe just this testimony will be able to speak to your conscience. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video with that. And if you guys like this video, please give me a like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you had any experience like this, please let me know. I don't want to sound like I'm a lunatic or anything, based upon the definition of what a hypnotic dream is. But I wasn't asleep, and all this happened. So, anyways, thank you guys. Thank you for your support.